life into something that you can never own.
Hello, Leo. So here's your reading for the week of January 15th through about the 21st. These are general. Take what works, and what doesn't work just doesn't work. But let's see what the cards have to say for you. I need 3 cards for my Leos, please. And 1 more. And there we go. There's these 3 came out over on top of each other. Okay. And what is challenging my Leos this week? Not yet. What is challenging my Leos? Okay. And what is your recommendations for my Leos? So in your recent past position, you have the 6 of Swords, which can represent you were doing something strategically. This card can be about sneakiness and deception, but oftentimes when I get it, it's really refers to acting strategically, figuring out the best way to go about something, or hitting a problem and having to navigate around the problem. And in your current position, you have the Death card, which is all about transformations. It's about kind of when one door closes, a new one opens. And in your near future, you have the 2 of Swords, and this can kind of indicate indecision. It could be you have 2 options, or you need to decide between 2 aspects of something in your life, and you're not quite sure what way to go, so then you wind up getting stuck. And in your reverse challenging position, you have the King of Swords, and this can indicate that you're not taking the lead on something. You could indicate laziness or just not really standing up and taking decisive action. And in what is recommended for you, you have the 5 of Pentacles, which, because this is now recommended for you, these people are so focused on their problems, they're not actually seeing that they do have help available to them. So it would be recommended that you look at all your resources. So now, kind of smushing it all together, I think you had to strategically maneuver in some aspect, and I think it led you to being able to finish or completing something within your life. And now you've completed almost like one part, and a new phase or new part of the process is opening up to you. So now you've transitioned onto something else, which is fantastic. But I think sometimes when one door opens, when one door closes, the other one opens, sometimes we don't exactly know how to move forward. And I think that's really what this energy is, that you may not know exactly what you're doing next. This could indicate that you have a few options or 2 options, and you don't really know which one to pick. You are feeling stuck. And then what is challenging you, this King of Swords energy, is like you're not actually taking action. You're just allowing yourself to be stuck. You're not really making the decision as to what path you want to go forward with next or how to proceed forward. But this stuck energy often makes us feel like, kind of helpless in a way. But because the 5 of Pentacles here is in your recommended position, this is indicating to me that you actually have options. You have resources. You have some way around this. Like, there's a way that you can figure out how to maneuver forward. So I think this is just saying you need to look at your external resources for maybe answers to help you with, because the swords represent your thought processes and everything. So maybe there's certain external factors in your life that can help guide you and navigate you into like the best way forward as far as what decision or what path you should be now moving forward on. Because I definitely think with the 6 of Swords, maybe you had to kind of come at something a different kind of way a little bit. You had to think outside the box. It wasn't quite what you had expected. Because sometimes the 6 of Swords, it's not necessarily, I don't want to say it's not like a straight line. I don't know if that makes any sense. But it's like, I often get it when I think, between, let's say, point A and point B, you think it's like a straight line. But then all of a sudden, somewhere point A, point 5 or something, like halfway through point A to point B, there was some mess or something happened, and then you need to kind of strategically, maybe now you have to skip point B and go directly to point C because something just kind of happened. So I think you had to kind of come at something a little bit differently. But I definitely think you got some resolution for the situation, which is fantastic. Even though it may not have been quite the way you thought it was going to play out, you still achieved it. You still got it done, or you're now ready to move on to the next steps. But I definitely think maybe because there was a little bit of not being entirely sure or having to kind of think outside the box, or things not going perfectly well, the next steps may be not as clear for you for whatever reason, or you're a little bit not fully aware of how to proceed forward with something. But this is really saying that you look at your resources around you, because the King of Swords reversed is saying that don't get stuck in this energy. This is what you have to watch out for. Don't get stuck in the energy of like not taking action. You have to kind of figure it out, or letting somebody else control the situation. You need to really control the situation yourself. And this is saying that I definitely think you have options in your immediate surroundings. So let's continue. Sorry if you hear any strange noises. The cat is in the room. The dog is currently in timeout because he was naughty this morning, so he's not the one making noises. Now it's the cat. It's always one or the other. Okay, let's see what you get for these other cards. Oh, let me just... Not yet. That wasn't the one, guys. That wasn't the one. Okay, so you got Armadillo Spirit. Set healthy boundaries. And we have Carnelian, feed your creativity. And we have Girl Talk, time with friends, moving on, happily single, living in the moment, having fun. I wonder if some of you kind of are going through a separation of some sort. This could be kind of relationship, or it could even be just switching jobs, or some type of, you decided maybe a friend doesn't have your back, or something's going on with that. So let's still continue. Let me get, which one I wanted to get. These ones, they're over here. Sorry. Okay, then we got these two. Past life relationship. You have known each other before, very soon. Clearly decide what you want so that it comes to you now. That's definitely going with this energy. Okay, let's smoosh it together. So, set healthy boundaries. For some of you, let's say if the Six of Swords for some of you did represent that you found out some kind of deceitfulness that somebody was doing, because this could be deceit. Oftentimes when I get it, it's more about strategy or like systems, like for instance, let's say you send an email or you submit a document online. Oftentimes when there's an issue or there's something going on with the system and you don't hear back for a while, it always indicates that there's something happening on the other person's end where it has to go through a process. So that's oftentimes I get that referring to that, but it also could represent somebody's being sneaky. There's a lot of sneakiness going around. So you might have found something sneaky out, or somebody was being sneaky to you, or you might have had to be a little bit sneaky yourself. Sometimes you got to be a little strategic. You got to come at things a little different way. But this could indicate, with set healthy boundaries, for whatever this represents for you, you have to kind of set healthy boundaries going forward. Because I think with the death, something definitely larger picture in your life is ending and beginning again. So I think there's some kind of transition or transformation that you're going forward with. And I wonder if you're actually, for some of you, going into more of a leadership role, or a role, an aspect in your life where you have to take the lead on something. Because with the King of Swords, he's obviously a king. He's a leader. So because that's here, I wonder if that's like indicating that you will be taking more of a leadership, or more of the go-to person role within whatever aspect this could represent for you. And it might make you feel that you're not entirely sure. Like, for instance, let's say for some of you, you could have, with the Six of Swords, you could have been strategic. You could have applied for a different job or gotten a promotion because you're very good at what you do at work. And then now you're transitioning from your old position to your new position. And then Two of Swords is now you're in this new position. Maybe you've gained management or more responsibilities, and it's leaving you feeling like you're not entirely sure because you're new at it. You're not entirely sure how you're going to proceed forward or whatever this could be. And then the problem with the King of Swords in reverse would indicate that you're not taking the lead, that you're either allowing other people to take the lead or you're not really standing up, stepping up to the situation. And then the Five of Pentacles for you would be like, look around you because maybe there's somebody that can help you or you have some resources available to you, even if it's like you doing more research online as to how to handle or manage certain things. Like there's things out there for you that are accessible to you. So, but set healthy boundaries is always a good thing, you know, so take that how that works. Now, Carnelian, feed your creativity. And I really think with the, I think for some of you, maybe the Six of Swords, if you were being strategic, because when you have to strategize, you kind of have to get creative. Sometimes you got to come at things like from left field. And sometimes you just got to make it up as you go along. So I wonder if you have this creative aspect within you and there's something that you can tap in or come at whatever these problems are, these decisions you're making. There might be a way that you could kind of figure out a way to either blend things or come at things in a little different way. But I feel like this feed your creativity is definitely, that could even be going with the Five of Pentacles, that maybe there's a creative solution to your problem and it's out there. You just need to kind of find it. And maybe you need to kind of merge a few different ideas or concepts together a little bit to kind of create a better path forward for you. So that's great. Okay, girl talk, time with friends, moving on, happily single, living in the moment, having fun. And you know what? Because everything here is a little bit serious, so obviously taking time away from problems, sometimes that helps. And occasionally you might have a friend that is just your sounding board, and they might be very good at giving you advice or seeing things from a different perspective, or even just like listening to you complain about the situation. Sometimes when you complain, you get it out and you could just move on and it's not so bad. You just have to kind of like get all that energy or whatever out. So I think that, and even living in the moment, if you're getting stuck on this Two of Swords, you might be preventing yourself from just living in the moment. And sometimes when you just live in the moment and you're just not really worried about having to really fixate on the decisions, you figure out the answer, the correct answer winds up coming to you. So I definitely think if this is Two of Swords is really bogging you down and you're really stressed out about the situation, because I definitely feel there's a lot of kind of stress right here, taking some time away from it, if possible, could be a little bit beneficial, because then sometimes when we're really stressed out and we're so hyper-focused, because these two people, they're just super hyper-focused that they're not looking at the resources that they do have available to them to make them comfortable or help them out. You know, they're just kind of going through the snow. So you might be so hyper-focused right now on these aspects that you need to decide or handle that you're not seeing, in a sense, the bigger picture. And I wonder if one of these, because moving on, because death here, it's about leaving one thing behind and moving on to something else. So I wonder if some of you, part of this Two of Swords energy that you're experiencing could be that, even with this, then that would go with the set healthy boundaries, is that you have to set boundaries that you're not going to allow something from the past to kind of taint your future or dictate the way you're going forward. So there might be something that you really need to just set the boundaries, move on from, and be like, from now on, I'm not dealing with it, or I'm not gonna entertain whatever it is, thought process, people, whatever it is. You might have to just kind of cut something clean out of your life, because that might be the Two of Swords could be something new you want to do, or something new, and then something old from the past that's kind of still haunting you. So you just need to just let that go, is this would be saying. Past life relationship, you have known each other before. Now, I wonder, with this Two of Swords, obviously this could be love, but I wonder if one of these decisions, or whatever your indecision moment is coming from partially something that was set in the past, or you've been dealing with and you're having problems just fully closing this door. because I feel like you could be in between the two doors right now trying to move forward, and you just need to, you need to move forward, but some baggage is still weighing you down. So, and I think that's what the past life relationship is. Some aspect of your life that you've been dealing with prior is kind of still haunting you in a sense, or still causing you this indecisive moment where you really kind of need to set those boundaries and kind of get a little creative to figure out a better way forward. Very soon, clearly decide what you want so that it comes to you now. And I think this is going really with this Two of Swords energy here, and even the King of Swords in reverse. I think you really need to kind of decide and commit to something that's going to be more beneficial to you. Okay, let's see what quote we get for you guys. Let's see what else we get for you. I need one card for my Leos, please. One card for my Leos. Okay, we have these ones. And these ones say, before Alice got to Wonderland, she had to fall. And I think some of you might be experiencing that a little bit right now. I think, however, the strategy card, something changed. You were going through this transformation, and sometimes it's not easy. It's not always happy. It's not always easy. But I think this is definitely saying that you go through the process. Everybody goes through it at some point or another, you know? You might be experiencing this like after a fall. You're not sure how to pick yourself up or how to move forward. But when life gets blurry, adjust your focus. And that's really going with this Two of Swords. I really feel that you're not entirely sure what's next. Or you might have an idea, but you might not know exactly which way to proceed forward. And with this Five of Pentacles, they need to stop looking at the ground, or, you know, they need to look around them. So I think adjusting your focus, it would be looking at all your options. See the bigger picture, you know, take a minute away from this problem and just look at your resources and look at what different kind of, come creative with maybe different ways to solve the problem. If you don't start thinking outside the box, it may eventually become your coffin. So definitely, I think you're going through a big transformation right now, or transition. And I definitely think you're capable of thinking outside the box, because the Six of Swords to me is all that kind of a little bit outside the box thinking. So I think you need to implement a little bit of that again and get creative in certain aspects. And this set healthy boundaries could indicate that, you know, you're not going to go back to something that wasn't good for you to begin with, or you're not going to entertain it anymore. That setting boundaries like, you know what, from now on, I'm moving forward, I'm doing this, and that's that. You'll know for yourself. Okay, let's see what else we get for you guys. Oh, you know what? Let's do the Spirit of the Dish. Sorry. I totally forgot about the Spirit of the Dish. Okay, I need one Spirit of the Dish. Ooh, you got the Page of Sweets. The Page of Sweets, sorry, which is the cupcake. Oh, look at that. Like, you could make it. I never even noticed that. You can, I guess you cut it in half and it could be like a little hat for it. Oh, that looks good. Anyway. Okay, let's see. Now, you have for dinner and a movie, you have thriller movies and barbecue food. And you also have the energy of Pisces and Libra. So now this could be people that you're dealing with, or energies that you need to either tap into or be aware of. So Pisces represents kind of vision, creativity. They could have a little bit of illusions, but they're dreamers too. You know, they dream a lot, but you don't want to get stuck in just daydreaming and not taking any actions. You definitely want to have that decisive action. But Libras are all about balancing those scales. They're very, they like to keep things kind of balanced, or kind of seesawing back and forth in a sense. But that definitely could be good in certain aspects. But when you're having these major changes, I wonder if you're being a little bit, trying to balance things a little bit too much instead of taking decisive action, because everything here is saying that you need to take action on something and you need to be really decisive. So I think that this Libra energy here is just reminding you that, you know, it's definitely good to kind of balance things out, but you also sometimes you need to be very clear and very decisive on moving forward in certain aspects. So now you have Saturn also, and Saturn is about restrictions, responsibilities, and life lessons. And then you have the Moon, which is about emotions and your habits. Okay, so then you have the first house, which represents appearance, ego, interests, and the self. And then you have the third house, which is about communication, intellect, communities, and relationships. And let's see what else we got for you guys. You have T, V, S, O, M, and 4. And you have strength. And I definitely think this is saying that you do have the strength to persevere and move forward. And let's see what little charmy we get for you today. What's this one? Oh, you have the little unicorn. Okay, so you got the little unicorn. So this, to me, regarding this reading, because the unicorns, they're kind of like majestic, right? They're kind of dreamy. They're kind of a concept. So I think that this is saying that maybe you have a dream or an idea or something that you kind of want. And I think that you need to go after that. Like it might be your type of something you've always wanted to do, maybe, because to unicorns to me are kind of like I don't want to say children's dreams, because adults love unicorns too, but it's like a dream or a fantasy or something, but it's pleasant in a sense, you know. I don't know if anybody ever hated a unicorn before, but like they're kind of, you know, fun, and they can maybe fly or do all this unicorn stuff or whatever. So I think this is saying also have fun and be a little bit more creative, because a unicorn is kind of creative in a way. I mean, I guess somebody just took a horse and stuck like a horn on it, and that's how that maybe it wasn't super creative, but they could do like magical stuff, you know. So I think this is saying you got to get a little creative, you got to get a little playful. Maybe there's a certain kind of dream that you've had for a very long time that every time you think of it just really makes you happy, or you really enjoy it, and maybe you got to tap into that energy. You got to kind of be a little bit more playful, I think, and creative. I just really get a lot of creativity from the unicorn energy. So, but unicorns may mean something else for you. So you do whatever works for you. Okay, Leos. Now it is time. Think of your question, and here we go. Oh, mystical, magical 8-ball, the mightiest ball of all the balls in the world. What is the answer to Leo's question? It says... Hold on a second here. I'm going to swish it around. My reply is no. The 8-ball has spoken. I hope you have a wonderful week, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.